Hey, this border thing is nuts. I live in Arizona, so we're a few hundred miles away from the border, so we're pretty close. And we see migrants going up and down the roads all the time and stuff, but I tell you what, it's getting nuts. Could you imagine if this stuff happened under Trump? The world would have gone mad. I mean, for 4 years they cried about children in cages and children in cages and children in cages and children in cages. And now Biden has built bigger, better, stronger, more expensive cages and is allowing women and children to be trafficked on the border, right? Also, if you watch CNN or MSNBC, you're not going to be informed because they're not going to report any of this to you. So when you see people saying, you're just being fake news, and they're posting stuff about the border, why don't you try to listening? Women and children and farmers and ranchers and people who live down in those cities down near the border, their lives are at risk right now, and you should try to being a little bit more compassionate about these people and what they're going through. Me personally had 4 armed illegals break into our home and try to kidnap my oldest daughter when she was 14 years old. So if you could try to be a little bit more compassionate to people and understand that these are not great people that are sneaking over the border. These aren't. If these were good people, they'd apply legally. They had good morals, they had good foundation, if they had good character, because they'd want to abide by the law of the country that they really, really wanted to join, correct? Correct. Right? These are not good people. And you'll hear in a few minutes from this rancher that most of them have brand new clothes, they have smartphones, they are more wealthy than our poor. Okay? So these aren't people that are sitting there going, I'm getting prosecuted for my religion, or whatever. These are just people who want to come over here and get free stuff. I'm not kidding. Okay, so let's watch this.
Apprehended this year. Of course, that number does not include the illegal migrants who got away, estimated in the hundreds of thousands this year, that we do not know their intentions, why they intentionally did not want to be apprehended. Another rancher I spoke with, Tim Ward, also carries his gun everywhere he goes, and he has spent $150,000
Wow.
to fix what the illegal guards broke on his property.
150,000
for Joe Biden. Watch this.
That's insane.
So tell us a little about what you've endured in terms of...
And nobody will like this guy because of the color of his skin. They'll all sit there and go, oh my gosh, he's white.
Fourth generation of Kinney County.
Nothing to do with it.
We have, through the years, experienced what we describe a light amount of illegals that come through. In the last 8 to 9 months, it's just been an
These are not starving people.
And what comes with that is their desire to cut fences, to disturb the wells that we have. Their reason for disturbing the wells is to actually try to get charged for their cell phones. They come well equipped.
See?
They come with new clothing.
See?
And they come with a desire to get what they can get from us. We're on the border, on the cutting edge, but what we find is that they're on their way to the cities. We've endured quite a deal.
They can hide there.
It's not unusual for
they can join up
to
with the
hear,
gangs there.
Knocking on the doors and windows.
You get freebies
and we
there.
make an attempt to get up and answer the call, and certainly to ask them to leave. It is disturbing, and our lifestyle has changed completely. It's no longer a peaceful life, and so it has changed.
What have you gleaned from these exchanges and encounters?
One recent incident was there were 4 that appeared at our back door about this time of day. And they were well clothed, all had cell phones, and they asked me where Uvalde and San Antonio were. And I told them to the east and pointed in that direction. They immediately said, well, you're going to give us a ride right now. And so I had kept them at a distance, and I was still seated in my vehicle. And I answered them by saying, no, I'm not taking you anywhere. And then they began to approach the vehicle, and when they did, I had a pistol on the dash, and I just simply reached for it, not taking it in my hand. But when they noticed that, they said, okay, we've had enough, we're leaving. And so I asked them to depart from the property.
Wow.
Do you fear for your life?
No.
He's got a gun.
Not at all. The
Good for
freedom
him.
we once enjoyed, we no longer are able to cherish and enjoy. It's a different lifestyle.
Do you carry your pistol everywhere you go?
Yes.
Of course he does.
Why?
And there was a time I did not, but now I do.
So is this a daily occurrence? How often are you encountering strangers on your property and having to defend yourself?
I would say they're here on a daily basis.
Oh, poor
say that
guy.
we're able to encounter them every day. No, we're not. But we know they're here. We see the debris they leave, the footprints. We see the fences cut, and so we know they're here.
What kind of cost is that to you, that you have to fix your fencing and all that?
It's a tremendous expense. We recently, in the last 5 years, replaced all fences, and it was right at $150,000. And once the fences are cut, we have right now about 23 cuts. The fences lose their tension. They're no longer as what we describe durable as they were to begin with. And so what I've had to do is move my livestock to another location because
poor animals.
I couldn't risk them escaping, getting on the highway,
See,
and,
everybody-
perhaps causing an automobile accident.
Everybody wants to be compassionate to the criminals who are doing this. They want to be compassionate to the sex traffickers. They want to be compassionate to the child rapists. They want to be compassionate to the people who, are knocking on this guy's door and threaten his life. But do they want to be compassionate to this man? No, because he's white. Do they want to be compassionate to the livestock and the animals and to the earth that these people are just destroying as they're treading over it? No. You guys have your priorities, all your sensibilities and of compassion and all backwards, and for the wrong reasons. Oh, dude. Oh my God! And if you think that's bad, hold on a minute. Let me show you this other thing over here. And so he mentioned it was going to be $150,000, right? That he had to pay. So one of the congressmen now is they're putting in a bill to for the government to pay the landowners and ranchers and some of the people who live in these small cities to pay them for the damages that illegals make. So not only are you going to be paying, because the government can't pay, they have to tax you to pay for it. Not only are you going to be paying for the damages that the illegals cause, but you're also going to be paying for things like this. This woman here, plus many, many others, all the people out there who say, illegals don't get food stamps. Well, they're crazy. Watch this.
By the third week of the month, Maritza Nelson's $240 in food stamps has run out, leaving her $9 in cash and 7 people to feed.
Zero the food stamp and $4 in child support. That's what I got.
Yet the 50-year-old single mother who entered the U.S. by swimming across the Rio Grande has government-funded housing, medication, and $700 a month in Social Security.
You're paying
She's
for
been
it.
on assistance for 20 years and wants others to know that help is available.
When you really, really need it, go look for help before it's too late.
That message is heard in Florida,
We're full Medicaid.
where expert navigators now help clients apply online for multiple federal aid programs at the same time.
Anuncio marital status.
The goal of the recruiters who say they are privately funded is to increase federal aid to Florida by $1 billion a year.
That's insane. So, don't you think you need that money? Don't you think you need that help? Don't you want to be compassionate to the people on the border? Don't you want to be compassionate to daughters and mothers and families like mine?
She takes
You don't?
a picture.
Well,
and
of
in
course
that-
you don't, because you're on the wrong side of your politics, and you care more about your politics than you do about people. And that's a huge problem, don't you think? And you know what another huge problem is? Is that our media does not report this stuff to you people. Because Rachel Maddow or one of those other crazy people don't tell you to think it, you don't believe it's true. You don't believe it's true. And it is. Let me just show you some things here. I'm not going to play this because this is already too long. But let me go through some of these. Here is a Texas rancher says neighbors find bodies of migrants on the property. Texas rancher impacted by border crisis feels abandoned by the Biden administration. Border crisis is an insurmountable obstacle without national help, says the Texas Ranger. Biden's speech was an insult to officers protecting the border. These are the experts that know what needs to be done, that you should be listening to, not this administration. Lawmaker introducing bill to reimbursing border ranchers. Cartels are running the border. They're firing across our border. New Mexico ranchers plead with lawmakers for help. These have all been out within the last months, all reported by Fox. Why? Why? Why is it just Fox? This is true. I live down here. I can tell you that this stuff is true. But because it's Fox, people have been brainwashed to think that just because a rancher says it on Fox makes it biased. And that's not true. Listen to the rancher directly. Listen to Border Patrol directly. These groups of people are the experts. They are who you should be listening to. You could ignore the Sean Hannitys of the world. I do too. I know they're biased. But these ranchers, they live it every day. Okay? Every day. These Border Patrol agents that are begging for help down here live it every day. The women and children that live down here that are being threatened by the cartels to kidnap them, like my daughter was, threatened every day. You 31% that still support this Biden administration for whatever reason, I don't know. It's got to just be, I hate Trump so much that I have to support this nonsense. It's the only thing I think of because it makes no sense. You need to pull your head out of your, behind a little bit, and you need to start thinking. Turn off Rachel Maddow. Turn them all off. Turn off MSNBC. Turn all of them off. Turn Fox off too. But go to YouTube. Listen to it directly from Border Patrol and the ranchers' mouths. And then learn some compassion. Not just don't just use your compassion for when it's politically prudent to do so. Because that makes you a horrible person, a hypocrite, and a piece of poop. Okay? Have a good day. God bless you. Wake up.